The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
And now it's time for the Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Jim Larkin. Join us every Sunday for Irish music, comedy, and fun. You can call Jim at 508-822-1106. And now here's Jim with the Sounds of the Emerald Isle.
All right. Is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Me father was an Ulsterman, proud Protestant was he. Me mother was a Catholic girl from County Cork, you see. They were married in two churches, lived happily enough, until the day when I was born and things got rather tough. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Baptized by Father Riley, I was rushed away by car. We made a little orange men, me father shining star. I was christened David Anthony, but still in spite of that, to me father I was William, while me mother called me Pat. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. With mother every Sunday to mass I'd proudly stroll. Then after that the orange lads would try to save my soul. Both sides tried to blame me, but I was smart because I'd play the flute or play the harp, depending where I was. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. One day my ma's relations came round to visit me, just as my father's kinfolk were all sitting down to tea. We tried to smooth things over, they all began to fight, and me be strictly neutral, I bashed everyone in sight. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. My parents never could agree about my type of school. Me learning was all done at home, that's why I'm such a fool. They both passed on, God rest them, but left me copy queen. The awful color problem of the orange and the green. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green.
That is Jimmy Peters. I'm Jim Larkin. Welcome to Sounds of the Emerald Isle. 2 hours of Irish music and some Irish comedy on what is our 41st anniversary of this program, Sounds of the Emerald Isle. And today I'm going to be playing all music that I've either gone out and taped or we've had live musicians in the studio and recorded them live right here on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. That's what you're going to hear today on this program. And here's one that I taped live right here at WVBF. The Spain Brothers came in and joined me one time about 5 years ago, and this is one of the songs they sang called The Years All Come and Go.
When I was just a boy of 3, the years all come and go. My mother, she did say to me, the years all come and go. Wherever in this world you roam, the years all come and go. You'll carry with you a piece of home, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. Now on the day that I turned 10, the years all come and go. She let me run to the shop and back again, the years all come and go. I brought home butter, milk and ham, the years all come and go. A loaf of bread and a jar of jam, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. The end of the day would always bring, the years all come and go. a tune to play or a song to sing, the years all come and go. Granny take her fiddle and she'd rosin her bow, the years all come and go. Starting with something easy and slow, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. Father in the corner by the firelight, the years all come and go. Showing signs of getting tired, the years all come and go. Sitting there and sipping on a jar, the years all come and go. And forgetting all the words to Johnny Tar, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. And mother's saying before you go to bed, the years all come and go. Say a prayer for the farmer who keeps us fed, the years all come and go. And I'd lie there listening to Granny's tunes, the years all come and go. I'd watch the stars dance around the moon, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. Now when I look back on those days, the years all come and go. They're carefree and their simple ways, the years all come and go. I swear I can still hear Granny's tunes, the years all come and go. And I can see those stars dance around the moon, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go. They come and go, the years all come and go.
They are the Spain Brothers on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, WVBF. I'm Jim Larkin. And here's a group that I went out and taped 40 years ago, 1983. I taped them at the Old Irish Ale House in Dedham. And the lead singer on this next song is Tony O'Riordan when he was with a group called...
Next time we're going to slow the pace down. We're going to do a song called On the Bonny Bonny Banks of Loch Lomond. I'll take the high road and you'll take the low road. And I'll be in Scotland before ya.
Bonny miles and beyond bonny braes, the sun shines over Loch Lomond, for me and my true love were ever one together by the bonny, bonny banks of Loch the steep, steep sides of that Lomond, where in purple hue the Keelan's hills we view, and the moon coming out in the glow. before you. For me and my true love will never meet again. By the bonny bonds of Loch Lomond, the wildflowers spring and the wee birdies sing, and in sunshine the waters lie sleeping, but the broken heart it counts the second spring again, and resigned we may be though we're greeting. You'll take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love will never meet again. By the bonny bonds of Loch Lomond. Oh, pleasant to see, but how changed are the hopes that we fondly cherished, like a watery gleam or like a morning dream on Culloden's field they perished. You'll take the high road and I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love will never meet again. By the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Thank you.
Good man, Tony.
Tony O'Riordan and the Harvest Home on Sounds of the Emerald Isle on this 41st anniversary of the program. And today we're playing all music that I've either recorded live on this program or gone out and recorded on the road.
DK Driscoll Removal Services is the company to call to get any cleanup you may need to do around your house done any time of the year. You can call them at 508-725-2334. They remove construction debris, metals, railroad ties, tires, appliances, paints, and much, much more, like concrete, brick, asphalt, yard removal, brush, logs, and leaves. Also basements, attics, garages, houses, and property in general. Again, the number is 508-725-2334. Call them today. You will not be disappointed in DK Driscoll Removal Services.
WVBF is your hometown radio station. And one of the things we like to do to support people in your hometown is to run community announcements. If you do belong to a nonprofit group or organization, or if you're an official with a city or town government, send your community announcements along to our email address. It's safe, it's fast, and allows us to get right back to you if we have a question. Send your community announcements to WVBF1530@hotmail.com. That's WVBF1530@hotmail.com. Thank you for listening. Your hometown radio station is AM 1530, WVBF, and 99.7 FM.
Hi, I'm Chris Keach of the Morning Wake Up News here at WVBF. My good friend Joey Driscoll has an amazing program all about Middleborough Sunday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's called Middleborough in Review. He talks about sports. He talks about local events in Middleborough and anything of interest in Middleborough and beyond. So join him, Middleborough in Review, with Joey Driscoll, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., only here at AM 1530 WVBF and at 99.7 FM.
1530 AM and 99.7 FM. This is WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Paddy's land, a land of high renown. I broke the hearts of many young girls from miles from Kiwi Town. And when they hear that I'm away, they'll raise a hullabaloo. And no more than love that handsome lad that they call a Donahue. Oh, I'm the boy to please her, and I'm the boy to tease her. I'm the boy to squeeze her, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll caught her like an Irishman would be brogan, Barney to the count. Be relican, swellican, hulligan, walligan, old Donahue. Me love was a red rose for onion garden wall, and me to be a dewdrop and upon her brow I'd fall. Perhaps now she might think of me as a rather heavy dude, and no more she'd love that handsome lad that they call O'Donnell. Wow, I'm the boy to please her, and I'm the boy to tease her. I'm the boy to squeeze her, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll caught her like an Irishman would be brogan, Barney to a McCann, be relican, swelligan, hulligan, walligan, old O'Donnell. Take it into her head for to marry an Irishman. And if I could only get the chance to have a word or two, no more should love that handsome lad that they call O'Donnell. Oh, I'm the boy to please her, and I'm the boy to tease her. I'm the boy to squeeze her, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll caught her like an Irishman would be brogan, Barney to a McCann, be relican, swellican, hulligan, hulligan, old O'Donnell. Oh, I'm the boy to please her, and I'm the boy to tease her. I'm the boy to squeeze her, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll caught her like an Irishman would be brogan, Barney to a McCann, be relican, swellican, hulligan, hulligan, old O'Donnell. Yeah.
That's Julie Doherty on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. She was a mainstay at the Hop and Bod many years ago, along with her sister. And that was a recording that she recorded right here at WVBF a couple of years ago. She was here with her husband, Woody Woodward, and Brian Corcoran. The three of them together sang live on the show, and that was one of the numbers they did. Here's something I didn't go out and record myself. To make you laugh, a little Irish comedy with Jimmy Kennedy.
Mick went down last week to the barber's to get his hair cut, and there's a big sign outside the barber shop saying, "Haircut while you wait." Barber says to him, "You know, Mick, you're going bald." Mick says, "Well, hurry up then." He says to the barber, "Have you got a deodorant?" Barber says, "Bald type." He says, "No, I want it for under my arms." Mick got a letter from the taxman. big red writing on the envelope, final notice. Mick says, thank God that's the last I'll hear of that. The wife was fed up with him anyway. I think she was trying to get rid of him. She says he's a workaholic. Just mention work and he gets drunk. She says he's the laziest man in the world. He was out of work for 3 years with a broken lunchbox. Poor old mother-in-law there, she's standing in the doctor's room. 86 years of age she is. She has pains everywhere. A quiet young doctor, he says to her, take your clothes off. She says, you first. Mick walked into the local bank the other morning. He says, could I speak to Mr. O'Reilly, please? The cashier says, I'm very sorry, but Mr. O'Reilly died of the weekend. He says, I'm very sorry about that. He came back the following morning and said, I'd like to speak with Mr. O'Reilly. Bank manager says, look, I told you. Mr. O'Reilly died at the weekend. He says, oh yes, sorry. And away he went. Didn't he come back again the next day? He says, can I speak to Mr. O'Reilly, please? Your man says, I told you yesterday and Monday that Mr. O'Reilly died at the weekend. Nick says, yes, I know, but I'd like to hear it. You're all laughing out there. Are you all married or are some of you happy? No, I'm very happy tonight. I'm here and she's at home. Do you know that marriage is made up of 3 rings? The engagement ring, the wedding ring, and suffering. This little Dublin fella went on Mastermind. The question master says, name? He says, Michael Patrick O'Reilly. Hyphenated. Oh yes, when I was 7. I see you were born in Dublin. Have you lived in Dublin all your life? He says, no, not yet. What is your specialist subject, he says. Polish popes of the 20th century, says Patrick. The man said, but there's only one. He says, I know, but I know a lot about him. Well, here's your starting question, he says. What's written on the bottom of an Irish milk bottle? He says, open the other end.
Jimmy Kennedy on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. My name is Jim Larkin. And here's one I taped back in 1987. And I've never played this on the radio before. The late, great John Keneally with a medley of Irish tunes. This was recorded at the Arlington Irish American Club up in Arlington. Don't know if they're still there, but they were in 1987, and this is where I taped John Keneally on Sounds of the Emerald Isle.
There's a neat little spot in my memory. It's the place I was born and raised. But 'tis long years ago since I left it, but return there I will find spare. My friends and companions of childhood, they'd assemble each night near the store. Around Dan Murphy's shop, oh how often we sat on the stone outside Dan Murphy's door. Those days in our hearts we would cherish, contented although we were poor. Now the songs that were sung on the days we were young, on the stone outside Dan Murphy's door. When our day's work was over, we'd meet there in the springtime and summer the same. The boys and the girls all together, they would join in some innocent game. Then Dan Murphy would bring down his fiddle while his daughter looked after the store. The music would ring while sweet songs they would sing on the stone outside Dan Murphy's door. Those days in our hearts we would cherish, contented although we were poor. songs that were sung on the days we were young, on the stone outside Dan Murphy's door. I am a young fellow, my story is sad. Once I was courting a nice Irish lad. I courted her dearly by night and by day, but now she has left me, she's flown far away. If I were a blackbird, I'd whistle and sing, I'd follow the ship that my true love sails in. On the top rigging, I would there build my nest, I'd pillow my head on her lily-white breast. Her parents disliked me and would not agree that me and my true love married should be. But let them dislike me and do what they will, while there's breath in my body, I love my love still. Everybody! If I were a blackbird, I'd whistle and sing, I'd follow the ship that my true love sails in. On the top rigging, I would there build my nest, I'd pillow my head on her lily-white breast. When winter was brawling o'er high hills and mountains, and dark were the clouds o'er the deep rolling sea, I spied a wee lassie as daylight was dawning. She was asking the road to sweet Carricklock Bay. Says I, my wee lassie, I can and will tell you the number of miles or how far it might be. But if you consent, I'll convey you a wee bit, show you the road to sweet Carricklock Bay. We had a request for a song called The Northern Lights of Old Aberdeen. The Northern Lights of Old Aberdeen seem home, sweet home to me. The Northern Lights of Aberdeen are all I long to be. I've been a wanderer all of my life, but many's the sight I've seen. Godspeed the day when I'm on my way to my home in Aberdeen. When I was a lad, a bonny wee lad, my mother said to me, come see the Northern Lights, my boy, your clothes and they can be. As she called them the heavenly dancers, fairy dancers in the sky. Sure, I'll never forget that wonderful night that made the whole world bright. The Northern Lights of Old Aberdeen sing home, sweet home to me. The Northern Lights of Aberdeen are all I long to be. I've been a wanderer all of my life, but many's the sight I've seen. Godspeed the day, sure I'm on my way to my home in Aberdeen. Godspeed the day when I'm on my way to my home in Aberdeen.
That's John Keneally on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, WVBF. My name's Jim Larkin, and this is the 41st anniversary of this program, Sounds of the Emerald Isle. Today's songs are all ones that I've either taped live from people in the studio or gone out and taped somewhere of them in nightclubs or dances or whatever. Here's one that was taped right here at WVBF. Pat Kelleher, who's coming over soon to the U.S. again, He's been a guest on this show many times, both solo and with his family, singing live since 2009. He was the first video I ever recorded on the show, and those videos are all on YouTube. But here's a song of Pat and his son Ricky. They recorded in 2015 right here on WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Oh, me name in a song hall, chimney sweep, chimney sweep. Oh, me name in a song hall, chimney sweep. Oh, me name it a Sam Hall, and I've robbed both great and small, and me neck will pay for all when I die, when I die, and me neck will pay for all when I die. I've got 20 pounds in store. That's not all. That's not all. I've got 20 pounds in store. That's not all. I've got 20 pounds in store, and I'll rob for 20 more. Sing the rich must help the poor, so must I, so must I. Sing the rich must help the poor, so must I. Oh, they took me to Good Hill in a cart, in the car. Oh, they took me to Good Hill in a car. Oh, they took me to Good Hill, where I stopped to make my will. Sing the best of friends must part, so must I, so must I. Sing the best of friends must part, so must I. Up the ladder I did grope, that's no joke, that's no joke. Up the ladder I did grope, that's no joke. Up the ladder I did grope, and the hangman pulled the rope, and ne'er a word I spoke, tumbling down, tumbling down, and ne'er a word I spoke, tumbling down. Oh, me name it is Sam Hall, chimney sweep, chimney sweep. Oh, me name it is Sam Hall, chimney sweep. Oh, me name it is Sam Hall, and I've robbed both great and small, and me neck will pay for all when I die, when I die, and me neck will pay for all when I die, when I die.
Pat and Ricky Kelleher recorded live right here at WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, worldwide on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com, or on your telephone, listen in at 605-562-7958.
DK Driscoll Removal Services is a company to call to get any cleanup you may need to do around your house done any time of the year. You can call them at 508-725-2334. They remove construction debris, metals, railroad ties, tires, appliances, paints, and much, much more, like concrete, brick, asphalt, yard removal, brush, logs, and leaves. Also, basements, attics, garages, houses, and property in general. Again, the number is 508-725-2334. Call them today. You will not be disappointed in DK Driscoll Removal Services.
Taunton Federal Credit Union's newest full-service location at 403 Winthrop Street in Taunton is now open. This is TFCU's fourth location, which includes its main office at 14 Church Green in Taunton and branches in Middleborough and New Bedford. Taunton Federal Credit Union's been serving the city of Taunton and surrounding communities since 1947 and is committed to offering an extensive range of products and services designed specifically with you in mind. Membership in the Taunton Federal Credit Union is now available to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Bristol County, Plymouth County, and Barnstable County in Massachusetts, Bristol, Kent, Newport, and Providence counties in Rhode Island, and the Rhode Island communities of Charlestown, Exeter, Hopkinton, Narragansett, New Shoreham, North Kingstown, Richmond, and South Kingstown. They want to make your banking experience as easy as possible by giving you convenient access to manage your accounts on the go, all the while providing you with the latest and greatest in banking technology. Stop in today and see what the Taunton Federal Credit Union can offer you.
Hi, I'm Chris Keach of the Morning Wake Up News here at WVBF. My good friend Joey Driscoll has an amazing program all about Middleborough Sunday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's called Middleborough in Review. He talks about sports. He talks about local events in Middleborough and anything of interest in Middleborough and beyond. So join him, Middleborough in Review, with Joey Driscoll, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., only here at AM 1530 WVBF and at 99.7 FM.
Broadcasting live from our Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green in Taunton, this is WVBF Radio.
Very good evening, folks. Hello? Hello. I'd like to wish you all a very, very happy weekend. Anybody here tonight from Ireland? 1, 2, 3.5. Anybody here from Boston? How can you be from Ireland and Boston as well, eh? My bonny lies over the ocean. Anybody from New York? All right. New Jersey? Connecticut? South Africa? Honolulu? I am a jolly plowboy. I pull the fields by day until the thought came to my mind that I should be away. I've always hated slavery since the day that I was born, and I'm off to join the and I'm off. Come on, everybody clap like hell. Come on now. We're all up to deviling in the green, the helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash, the rifles crash to the echo of the Thompson gun. I leave behind my Mary, she's the girl I do adore. I wonder if she'll think of me when we hear Margaret Thatcher roar. And when the war is over, church to is it too early to ask you to put your hands in the air? No, it isn't. We're all up to Dublin in the green, beautiful. The helmets glisten in the sun, with the bayonets flash and rifles crash to the echo of a Thompson gun. There were green alligators. No. Too early yet, girls. What is this over here? A virgin's night out? Over here, these 4 girls over here are waiting for Ted Kennedy. Hi, girls. Good to see you. How's the food? All right? Lovely. Thank God there's something all right here anyway. Have we any Polacks in here tonight? Okay. Sitting down at the Last Supper down there. We'll sing a verse in Polish for you. La 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 la. Italian. La 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 la. French. La la oui oui. Here we go now. I leave behind my pick and spade. I leave me. Girls, don't clap by yourselves. Somebody will throw you a fish. Something I like about this one in front of me here, but I can't put my hand on it. I've fallen and I can't get up. I leave behind my pick and spade. I leave behind my plow. I leave behind the old grey mare. The more I need it now. Excuse me, girls. You're talking while I'm performing. Now, you wouldn't like it if I went to your house and talked while you performed, would you? You would? Don't pick your nose now. Your head will cave in. Everybody clap those hands. Come on, let's have a party. Beautiful. We're all up to Dublin in the green, The helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash, the rifles crash, to the echo of a Thompson gun. One more time. We're all up to Dublin in the green, The helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash. See this, Jim? Oh my God, Madonna and her sister. I didn't know you with your clothes on. Oh my God, here she comes, Dolly Parton. These are my mountains. How are you? Take your hands over your hips now. That's how Boy George started. Oh, jeez. Fellas, Chris. No, we don't like people dancing. Those who are pissed, like, you know. Here we go. Come on, everybody, clap those hands. Come on, boys and girls, come on. We're all up to Dublin in the green, The helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash and rifles crash to the echo of a Thompson gun. Oh yeah! Hey! Thank you, madam. That was delightful. What do you say, missus? Put your little foot. Oh, your little foot. I see. I thought you were asking me to do something with my little foot. No better man to oblige, I'll tell you.
That's Eamon McGurr. That was recorded live at Eamon's Irish Pub in Dennisport in July of 1991. My name's Jim Larkin. Here's something I didn't go out and tape. Little Irish comedy with Jimmy Kennedy.
Murphy's up in court last week. The judge says to him, "You've been found not guilty of stealing the television out of the pub." Murphy says, "Thank you very much. Does that mean I can keep the set?" You know, he's been that long on the dole, he thought a P45 was a revolver. The landlord called on Mrs. Murphy. He says, "Well, how are you enjoying your new house?" She says, "It's all right except for the bad noise from the trains. In fact," she says, "it's so bad that when a train goes by, it knocks him and myself out of the bed." Landlord says, "Go away, you're exaggerating." She says, "No, I'm not. I tell you what, there's a train due any minute. You come up with me and I lie in the bed. Better still, you lie in the bed beside me. And when the train passes by, you'll see what I'm talking about." So there's the two of them lying in the bed waiting for the train. Who should walk in? Only your husband. Murphy says, "Come on here, what's going on?" The landlord says, you won't believe it, but we're waiting for a train. There was 3 fellas, an Englishman, Scotsman and an Irishman, and they're trying to get into the Olympic Games, but they haven't got a ticket. So the Englishman thought, hold on, and he sees this big wooden pole lying on the ground. He picked it up, walked through the gate and shouts, Bentley, England, pole vaulting. They let him in. The Scotsman picked up a manhole cover from the street, put it under his arm, walked up to the gate and says, McGregor, Scotland, discus. And they let him in. There's a roll of barbed wire lying on the ground. Murphy picks it up, puts it under his arm, walks up to the gate and says, Murphy, Ireland, fencing. You know, bingo is a very popular game here in Ireland. We really have it licked. We call out the numbers in Latin, so the Protestants can't win. Murphy was playing bingo the other night with the wife. As the game went on, she was looking over his shoulder. The caller says, 3 and 3, 33. She says, Mick, you have that. 4 and 5, 45. She says, you have that as well. He says, look, will you shut your gob and mark your own card? She says, I can't, sure it's full. An American lady met Murphy in a pub one night. She says, tell me, is it true that to kiss the Blarney Stone you're gifted and get endowed with the gift of eloquence? Yes, he says, that's right. And I believe if you kiss someone who has kissed the Blarney Stone, that's even better. So she put her arms around him, gave him a big hug and a kiss and said, well, I haven't actually kissed the Blarney Stone, but I've sat on it. Mick went to the doctor. He says, I have pains in my chest. The doctor says, I think you better go and sleep in the open. So he joined the police force. The first day he was on duty, a big truck came along and out he stepped into the middle of the road and says, stop! He says, have you a driving licence? He says, I have. He says, good, because if you didn't have one, I'd want to see it.
Jimmy Kennedy on Sounds of the Emerald Isle on WVBF. I'm Jim Larkin, and here now is Seamus Kennedy. And this is a song he actually wrote himself, and he sang it live on this program in 2015 right here at WVBF. Here's Seamus Kennedy.
Springer's got people fighting every day on his TV show. Why folks find that exciting, I really don't want to know. Entertainment has become so nasty, I can't watch anymore. We need a lot more Andy Griffith and a lot less Jersey Shore. Uncle Jed and Granny Clampett and Jethro and Ellie Mae would be shocked by what we're watching and hearing on the shows today. Kirk and Spock and Uhura would be mad to hear, that's for sure. We need a lot more Andy Griffith and a lot less Jersey Shore. Instead of Petticoat Junction, now we've got Sex in the City and the Real Housewives of wherever instead of Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty. Reality TV programs have a lot to answer for. We need a lot more Andy Griffith and a lot less Jersey Shore. Parking wars, storage wars, auction wars, and cupcake wars as well. Haven't these people learned the lesson that war is really hell? Hawkeye and Colonel Potter and Radar would sure be sore. We need a lot more Andy Griffith and a lot less Jersey Shore. Journalism is now paparazzi, gossip shows and TMZ. Celebrities acting like a jackass to get their faces on TV. We never would have had the Kardashians on Mary Tyler Moore. We need a lot more Andy Griffith and a lot less Jersey Shore. Lawrence Welk and Hee Haw didn't need no gangster rap, but our kids listen to this garbage and become infected by that crap. The boys with their pants down round their butts, and the girls dressed like, oh, I don't know what. We need a lot more Andy Griffith and a lot less Jersey Shore.
That's Seamus Kennedy on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. I'm Jim Larkin, and I don't know how many people remember Pat McDonough. An Irishman came over from Ireland and ended up doing Boston Irish radio many years ago. I'm not sure how many years ago, probably 50 years ago. And he ended up buying a place in Milford called the Alana Inn. And he turned it into an Irish nightclub, and he did an Irish show then on the Milford radio station for several years, and passed away back in the early 80s, I believe. But I recorded this group at the Alana Inn in 1979. Pat McDonough's place here on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, WVBF.
We came on the sloop John B., my grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam, drinking all night, we got into a fight. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. Well, hoist up the John B. sails, see how the mainsail sets. Except for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home, let me go home. Why do I wanna go home? Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. The first mate, he got drunk, he broke in the captain's trunk. Constable had to come and take him away. Sheriff John Stone, why don't you let me alone? Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. Well, hoist up the John B. sails, see how the mainsail sets. Except for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home. Let me go home. I know I wanna go home. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. Well, hoist up the John B. sails, see how the mainsail sets. Except for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home. Let me go home. I know I wanna go home. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. I wanna go home.
That was recorded live at the Alana Inn, Milford, Massachusetts in 1979. My name's Jim Larkin. We're going to take a short pause for the news, and we'll be back with another hour of our 41st anniversary radio show of Sounds of the Emerald Isle, and then Ed Miller and Bishop Tony Branch come your way with Stand Up Strong.
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green, we are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleborough, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleborough Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
News. I'm Jeremy Scott. The United States is working to recover debris from the Chinese spy balloon that was shot down on Saturday off the coast of South Carolina. The U.S. Navy and Coast Guard established a perimeter around where it fell in the Atlantic Ocean, and authorities are advising residents not to touch it. China is condemning the act. The foreign ministry says it strongly disapproves and protests the U.S. attack on a civilian unmanned airship and calls it an overreaction. Beijing has confirmed the vessel was Chinese, but claims it was for meteorological research and blew off course. Taiwan's foreign ministry says the actions by the Chinese Communist Party, quote, contravene international law and violate their sovereignty. Fire continues to burn following the massive train derailment Friday night in eastern Ohio. The NTSB's Michael Graham says more than 50 train cars were involved. Some of those cars were carrying vinyl chloride,
20 of which contain hazardous materials. At this time, we are unaware of any injuries to the train crew, first responders, or members of the community.
People living within a mile of the tracks have been evacuated or told to shelter in place. Bone-chilling temperatures are gripping the Northeast. Forecasters say today won't be nearly as cold as Saturday, but it will still be frigid as a result of what's being described as an epic, possibly once-in-a-generation winter storm. Democrats make changes to the 2024 presidential primary calendar.
We will move to a vote on the motion to approve the report of the Rules and Bylaws Committee. All those in favor of approving the report say aye.
At a party gathering in Philadelphia, DNC delegates approved moving South Carolina into the top spot for early voting, replacing Iowa, which has traditionally been the starting point for the presidential election. Nevada and New Hampshire round out the top three. Georgia and Michigan also joined the primary window for the first time. This is USA News.
Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, and enter promo code USA, or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com, promo code USA.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-485-8801. 800-485-8801. That's 800-485-8801.
There's been a shakeup in the timeline of next year's presidential primary. Iowa, which has traditionally been the starting line for the presidential election, falls out of the early voting process for the first time since the early 70s. Delegates with the Democratic National Committee voted to make South Carolina the first state in the country for early voting.
All those in favor of approving the report say aye.
New Hampshire and Nevada will follow, then Georgia and Michigan. Former President of Pakistan, Pervez Musharraf, has passed away at the age of 79. He had been living in exile in Dubai after seizing power in a 1999 coup, surviving 2 failed assassination attempts and running the country until stepping down in 2008. He was sentenced to death in absentia for high treason. That ruling later overturned. Today's NFL Pro Bowl game going to be unlike any other.
Out of concern for the safety of the players and in the hopes that more big-name players would participate, the NFL has changed the format of this year's Pro Bowl game. Flag football is now on tap. There will be 3 7-on-7 non-contact flag football games taking place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, matching up the best from the AFC and NFC. The Manning brothers will be serving as coaches of the teams, Eli for the NFC and Peyton for the AFC. Before the flag football games take place, the finals of the Best Catch, Gridiron Gauntlet, Kick-Tack-Toe, and Move the Chains will take place. In Las Vegas, I'm John Schaefer.
I'm Jeremy Scott, USA News.
You love your pet, right? So imagine if you were suddenly faced with thousands of dollars in veterinary care. What would you do? Could you make the difficult decision not to help your best friend? If you join PetSavingsUSA.com, you never have to make that choice or face those kind of expenses. That's because Pet Savings USA members enjoy discounted pet insurance to cover both standard and emergency vet bills. In addition, members save up to 50% on staples like food, toys, and treats, all at major pet retailers. You'll love
Okay, and welcome back to more of the Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Jim Larkin, right here on WVBF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM.
Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Come sit you down, I'll treat you decent, I'm an Irishman. Well, I travelled east, I travelled west, I roamed from town to town. Got the harvest down in Clara, Temple up and down. Wherever I go, the welcome man is always there for me. So fill your glass and bring a song and sing old Ireland free. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Come sit you down, I'll treat you decent, I'm an Irishman. Now I've gone some other place, my memory's going dim. Fill your glass and drink a toast and invite the Colleens in. Think about the good old days and you'll remember me, when the songs are flowing out and the board is going free. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Come sit you down, I'll treat you decent, I'm an Irishman. The place that I call home. Though I'm an American, I never all alone. I thank the Lord that brought me here, I hope He'll let me stay. But I have 2 kids and a wife and a house and a family way. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Don't sit you down, I'll treat you decent, I'm an Irishman. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Come sit you down, I'll treat you decent, I'm an Irishman. Come sit you down, I'll treat you decent, I'm an Irishman.
They are the Celtic Rebels on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, and that was recorded live right here on this program at WVBF. And they traveled all the way from Pennsylvania one Sunday morning just to join me on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. Can't wait to have them again. The Celtic Rebels on WVBF, your hometown radio station. There's another group that joined me at one point to sing songs live, and a song they wrote called The Lou. And these are the Spain Brothers in a recording they made here at the station in 2016.
I was born in Arkansas. My mammy was a squaw. My pappy hailed from Timbuktu. But the one thing I recall that I hated most of all, it was that little green shed, our Lou. It had a cedar shingled roof. I swear that was the truth. Hinges all rusting and corroding. It was a ghastly shade of green, the worst you've ever seen. And it stood there at the bottom of the garden. On the day that I turned 6, I was chopping at some sticks when a nasty little gleam came to my eye. Well, I ran down to the John and I shoved it up the lawn into the river flowing gently by. Soon my pappy called my name. He said, "Hey, what's your game? Why did you shove our privy in the drink?" Well, then I shook with fear and I shed a little tear. I said it wasn't me, I didn't think. It had a cedar shingle roof, I swear that was the truth. Hinges all rusting and corroding. It was a ghastly shade of green, the worst you've ever seen, and it stood there at the bottom of the garden. Then my pappy told to me how George Washington felled a tree, and then he went and owned up straight away. And because he told the truth, that honest youth forsooth, his pappy didn't punish him that day. Well, me being a little green, I thought I'd best come clean, so I told my pappy how I sank that shack. And with the rebel cry of glee, he hauled me over his knee and proceeded to walk me blue and black. It had a cedar shingle roof, I swear that was the truth. Hinges all rusting and corroding. It was a ghastly shade of green, the worst you've ever seen, and it stood there at the bottom of the garden. Well, since I hadn't told a lie, I asked my pappy why. He sat there and he told me with a frown. Well, George Washington's pappy, he wasn't sitting in that tree when that little bugger went and chopped it down.
Here's Pete Duffy and a song he recorded at my house in 1985.
She's been at this cafe for almost a year, though it seemed like yesterday. When she got off the bus with a great deal of fuss, starting a new career. And the folks, they all cheered her when she won first prize, most beautiful girl at the fair. A close friend had told her she'd go to the top, but father told her to take care. Sally Gray, most beautiful girl in town. Wanted her picture on every front page, she'd make her folks feel proud. She made up her mind, she'd give it a try. Felt she was half the way there. Packed up her bags, kissed friends goodbye, telling father don't fear. When she came to the city, the buildings seemed tall, feeling excitement and fear, but was soon to realize it takes more than first prize and a smile to claim fame over here. Sally Gray, most beautiful girl in town. Wanted her picture on every front page, she'd make her folks feel proud. When I first met her, those dreams were in shreds. Nobody seemed to care. Did she or did she not have what it takes for her to claim fame over here? I got her a job in this side street cafe, serving out dinners and beer. 'Cause she can't go back to the folks that she knew. the shame of it she couldn't bear. Sally Gray, most beautiful girl in town, wanted her picture on every front page. She'd make her folks feel proud. La 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Wanted her picture on every front page. She'd make her folks feel proud.
Pete Duffy on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. Pete was from Cork, and I met Pete back in 1985 when he came over to the United States and wanted to sing country music, and he buzzed into the radio station one night to see Sonny Mae, who was doing a country show across the hall on our FM station, and ended up being on both shows, and came over the house, recorded a lot of songs that he wrote himself, and that was one of them, Sally Gray. My name's Jim Larkin. Here's Aoife Clancy, and one of the times that she was at the station singing live in 2010.
Well, what would you like first, the bowron or the guitar?
Your choice, Aoife. I'll leave that entirely up to you. You are the master today.
Why don't we do Soldier, Soldier, since we were talking about it?
Absolutely.
If I don't fall off this stool, if I disappear, folks,
Well, let's
I'll be
hope
right back. Sitting on a very wonky stool here.
Now you're going to be playing the bowron.
I'm playing the bowron.
And
yes.
tell people what that is, just in case somebody doesn't know.
The bowron is a round drum, and it is... I actually only started playing the drum when I was with Cherish the Ladies, because I had to do something when they were doing the tunes, and Joni Madden, she's from New York, she's so funny. She's like, okay, doll, you better learn the bowron, because when we're doing the tunes, you're going to be sitting there with your hands hanging. I'm like, okay. So when I was looking for a bowron, it's my cousin Donica that recommended this one. It's a double skin, and it's made from goat skin.
Okay.
And I put my hand on the back, and I make the different tones by putting my hand on and off the back of the skin, the pressure on and off. And my right hand, I have a stick. This particular stick that I use, they call them a tipper.
Right.
But it's made from reeds of Donica. My cousin Donica gave it to me. They used to make them in Danu and sell them. And basically, it looks like it's a bit of masking tape on it with some reeds tied together. But I like the sound. One side is like this, and the other sound sounds.
Oh, okay.
Like that, so you can change the sound of whatever.
That's very
you're
interesting.
doing a reel or a jig, depending, you know.
Yeah.
So let me see. I'll use this side. I'll do a Soldier, Soldier.
Aoife Clancy here on WXBR.
Oh, soldier, soldier, will you marry me now with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum? Oh no, fair maid, I couldn't marry you because I have no boots to put on. So she ran to the shop as quick as she could run with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum. And she bought him a pair of the very, very best, saying, here, my good man, put these on. Soldier, soldier, will you marry me now with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum? Oh no, fair maid, I couldn't marry you because I have no shirt to put on. She ran to the shop as quick as she could run with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum. And she bought him a shirt of the very, very best, saying, here, my good man, put this on. Soldier, soldier, will you marry me now with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum? Oh no, fair maid, I couldn't marry you because I have no coat to put on. She ran to the shop as quick as she could run with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum. And she bought him a coat of the very, very best, saying, here, my good man, put these on. You can see where this is going, right?
Absolutely.
Soldier, soldier, will you marry me now with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum? Oh, fair maid, I couldn't marry you because I have no pants to put on. She ran to the shop as quick as she could run with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum. And she bought him a pair of the very, very best, saying, here, my good man, put these on. soldier, soldier, will you marry me now with the hay, with the hoe, with the sound of a drum? No, fair maid, I couldn't marry you because I have my own wife at home.
That was awesome, Aoife.
DK Driscoll Removal Services is a company to call to get any cleanup you may need to do around your house done any time of the year. You can call them at 508-725-2334. They remove construction debris, metals, railroad ties, tires, appliances, paints, and much, much more, like concrete, brick, asphalt, yard removal, brush, logs, and leaves. Also, basements, attics, garages, houses, and property in general. Again, the number is 508-725-2334. Call them today. You will not be disappointed in DK Driscoll Removal Services.
I got my COVID-19 vaccination, and here's why. This isn't about gimmicks or sentiment or what commercial I like. This is about facts. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Millions of doses have already been given in the United States, and these vaccines have the most intensive safety monitoring in U.S. history. People from different races, ages, genders, and ethnicities participated in large clinical trials around the world to make sure this vaccine worked for all kinds of people. The amount of time and effort dedicated to developing these vaccines was huge. Scientists used existing research and technology so they could get the vaccines developed quickly and safely without skipping any steps. If you need any more information, use a reliable source like the CDC website to get the facts.
Visit mass.gov/COVID booster for the latest vaccination information. A message from your friends here at WVBF.
Hi, I'm Chris Keach of the Morning Wake Up News here at WVBF. My good friend Joey Driscoll has an amazing program all about Middleborough Sunday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's called Middleborough in Review. He talks about sports. He talks about local events in Middleborough and anything of interest in Middleborough and beyond. So join him, Middleborough in Review with Joey Driscoll, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. only here at AM 1530 WVBF and at 99.7 FM.
1530 AM and 99.7 FM. This is WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle doodle diddle dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle doodle diddle dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Let the grasses grow and the waters flow in a free and easy way. But give me enough of the real old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. And the peelers on from Donegal, Sligo and Liverpool too. When you go to slip, we'll take a sip of a bucket in the morning. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle doodle diddle dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle doodle diddle dum diddle doo right diddle die day. There's an eagle still on the foot of the hill, the smoke curls up to the sky. With the smoke and the smell, the flame to tell us what she's brewing nearby. For it fills the air with a note of rare betwixt both me and you. When home you stroll, you can take a bowl or a bucket in the morning dew. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle doodle diddle dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle doodle diddle dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Now learned men who use the pen that wrote your praises high. That sweet fun sheet from sweet Valley with bills on the read and rhyme. Throw away your pills and cure all ills, pagan Christian or Jew. When home you stroll, you can take a bowl or a bucket in the morning dew. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle 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 dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle 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 dum diddle doo right diddle a little faster. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle 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 dum diddle doo right diddle die day. Hi, the diddle diddle dum diddle 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 dum diddle doo right diddle die day.
That's Charlie Dawson. I'm Jim Larkin. This is Sounds of the Emerald Isle, our 41st anniversary show on WVBF, your hometown radio station. Here now, some more Irish comedy and Jimmy Kennedy.
Yeah. Little Catholic boy says to his little Jewish friend, "Our parish priest knows more than your rabbi." The Jewish boy says, "Course he does, 'cause you tell him everything." I was lying in bed the other night, very bored, just couldn't sleep. So I started to read the Bible. There was a message written on one of the pages, "Ring this number." When I did, it was a liquor store in the Bronx. Stayed in a beautiful hotel last week. The towels in the bathroom, they were so fluffy, I just couldn't get them in my case when I was leaving. I come from a very large Irish family. 15 children. We didn't have a babysitter. We used to have a shepherd. You know, for the first 3 years of my life, I thought my mother was a dog. 21 kids. When we went out together on a Sunday, people used to think Mass was finished. Fellow went into a barber shop for a haircut. He says, "How much is a haircut?" He said, £5. He says, "How much is a shave?" He says, £2. He says, "Right, shave me head." He went into another shop and said, "How much are your eggs?" He says, "They're £1 a dozen. The cracked ones are only 50 pence a dozen." He says, "Right, crack me a dozen." My brother, oh, was he stupid. Do you know, he fell asleep with his head in the microwave and he got 8 hours sleep in 2 minutes. Murphy was teaching his wife to drive. He says to her, "Let out the clutch." She opened the car door. She was driving down the road the other day in the car, knitting. She was knitting. Police car pulled up beside her and the policeman says, "Pull over." She says, "No, it's a pair of socks." Murphy says to Casey, "Tell me this, what would you call an Irish man at university?" He says, "The caretaker." "You know," says he, "I never made love to my wife before we were married. Did you?" She says, "I don't know." "What was your wife's maiden name?" His old dog died last week. He went down to the priest. He says to him, "Would you bury this dog in the family plot?" The priest says, "Not at all. You can't do that for a dog. Just take him down to that church at the bottom of the hill. They do all sorts of things down there." Murphy says, "Well, thanks very much, but you know, I saved up to 5,000 for the dog's memory and I was going to donate it to the church fund." Priest says, "Now hang on for a minute. You didn't tell me the dog was a Catholic."
Jimmy Kennedy on Sounds of the Emerald Isle here on WVBF, your hometown radio station. Here's a guy that I knew back in the 60s. We used to jam together, have jam sessions, and then I moved to New York City and Connecticut and then to San Francisco. And when I came back from San Francisco a couple of years later, we would get together and had a few jam sessions, and then Steve took off and he moved to San Francisco, and he's still there. He's doing movies now, I think. Did one anyway that I saw. But anyway, here's Steve Hollis, Irish-American kid from Chelsea. And this was from a jam session in 1972 on Sounds of the Emerald Isle on WVBF.
Little Catholic boy says to his little Jewish...
Sugar babe, what's the matter with you? You don't love me like you used to do. Sugar babe, it's all over now. And I'm going downtown and then get me a line. Gonna whip that woman till she change her mind. Sugar babe, it's all over now. And I'm going downtown and then get me a rope. Gonna whip that woman till she bustin' open. Sugar babe, it's all over now. And all I want my sugar to do is make $5 and give me two. Sugar babe, it's all over now. matter with you? It ain't your honey, but the way you do. Sugar babe, it's all over now. Sugar babe, what's the matter with you? You're running around somebody new. Sugar babe, it's all over now. Sugar babe, what's the matter with you? You don't love me like you used to do. Sugar babe, it's all over now.
That's Steve Hollis on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, WVBF. I'm Jim Larkin. Here's one I don't think I ever played before on the show. Finton Stanley and Norman Payne, we got them together for a dance on Essex Street in Whitman back in 1989. And this was taped that night. It's a song that Finton sings the lead to, called Once Upon a Time on WVBF. Finton Stanley and Norman Payne.
Slow it down a bit. That's the request for a little song called Once Upon a Time. And the key of it. Once upon a time, in a land that's gone, like drifting smoke I loved you. Once upon a time, in a land of dreams, far away it seems I loved you. Once upon a time, like a fairy queen, you ruled my dreams and then you broke my heart. So I sailed away one stormy day, once upon a time. Was it really true? My skies were blue, my sunshine was you, you loved me. Could it really be another day so far away I loved you? Then there came a time when your heart grew cold, I was banished without pride. And no wishing well could break the spell. Once upon a time, the stories that I heard and read when I was very young always ended happily. That's how the song was sung. How the prince would win for maiden, and he'd never, never fail. But I guess they were only foolish fairy tales. Once upon a time, in a land that's gone, like drifting smoke I loved you. Once upon a time, in a land of dreams, far away it seems I loved you. Once upon a time, you could wave your wand, and I'd respond with all the love I had. Now our story ends where it should begin. Once upon a time. Now our story ends where it should begin. Once upon a time.
Fenton Stanley and Norman Payne together on Sounds of the Emerald Isle. I recorded that of them in 1989 at the KSC Essex Street in Whitman. My name's Jim Larkin, your host for 41 years now of this program, Sounds of the Emerald Isle. Here's Joe McDonald, who's been on the show several times singing different songs, a song he wrote.
It's funny, I did a song the other night, After Hours, and the conversation was, do you ever write anything about yourself? And I said, well, that'd be kind of arrogant. But then I kind of got in this humorous kick one night, and I wrote a bunch of stuff that was kind of vacuous. So I consolidated it just to one verse and one chorus. And it actually emanated from a bunch of us old guys sitting around talking about how the ailments we had, you know, back's bad, heart's bad, I can't see anymore, my prostate's killing me, you know, all that stuff.
Right.
So anyway, this is what I came up with, and the things that matter most are actually my kids and grandkids. But
And what's the name of this song?
It's called Over 60 and Single.
Over 60
Well, now
and
it's like over 70 and single, but but anyway, it's just a little quick thing on my boring life. I'm over 60 and single, and I've lost all my jingle. My angles, they've all dangled astray. The old walnut's gone lazy, and I'm peeing like crazy, and I feel like I'm drifting away. But those grandkids keep smiling, they find me beguiling, and they're mindless of my rights and my wrongs. So Mad Hatters, I find all that matters is those kids and a satchel of songs. I'm over 60 and single, and I've lost all my jingle. My angles, they've all dangled astray. And the old walnut's gone lazy, and I'm peeing like crazy, and I feel like I'm drifting away. I feel like I'm drifting away. Kind of vacuous, but
DK Driscoll Removal Services is the company to call to get any cleanup you may need to do around your house done any time of the year. You can call them at 508-725-2334. They remove construction debris, metals, railroad ties, tires, appliances, paints, and much, much more, like concrete, brick, asphalt, yard removal, brush, logs, and leaves. Also, basements, attics, garages, houses, and property in general. Again, the number is 508-725-2334. Call them today. You will not be disappointed in DK Driscoll Removal Services.
Taunton Federal Credit Union's newest full-service location at 403 Winthrop Street in Taunton is now open. This is TFCU's fourth location, which includes its main office at 14 Church Green in Taunton and branches in Middleborough and New Bedford. Taunton Federal Credit Union's been serving the city of Taunton and surrounding communities since 1947 and is committed to offering an extensive range of products and services designed specifically with you in mind. Membership in the Taunton Federal Credit Union is now available to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Bristol County, Plymouth County, and Barnstable County in Massachusetts, Bristol, Kent, Newport, and Providence counties in Rhode Island, and the Rhode Island communities of Charlestown, Exeter, Hopkinton, Narragansett, New Shoreham, North Kingstown, Richmond, and South Kingstown. They want to make your banking experience as easy as possible by giving you convenient access to manage your accounts on the go, all the while providing you with the latest and greatest in banking technology. Stop in today and see what the Taunton Federal Credit Union can offer you.
Hi, I'm Chris Keach of the Morning Wake Up News here at WVBF. My good friend Joey Driscoll has an amazing program all about Middleborough Sunday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's called Middleborough in Review. He talks about sports. He talks about local events in Middleborough and anything of interest in Middleborough and beyond. So join him, Middleborough in Review with Joey Driscoll, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. only here at AM 1530 WVBF and at 99.7 FM.
Jim Larkin with a touch of Ireland.
WVBF.
Way up north in the old town room, there's a pretty little girl they call my own. She's the sweetest rose that Ireland's ever grown. And as sure as the moon and stars above are falling head over heels in love with a pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. This cute little girl's nose to band and just as pretty and modern, and this to every roving eye is known. Well, I guess that I'd be out of bounds up there between those northern towns. A good little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells a friend she's going to marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me, but it's nothing that my eyes can see. But my pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. Way down south in the old Chamorro, call the yellow dress she wore. She strolled along the seashore all alone. Well, I guess it must be my lucky day when she came here on a holiday. That pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells a friend she's going to marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me, but it's nothing that my eyes can see. But my pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. Way down south in the old Chamorro, I recall that yellow dress she wore. She strolled along the seashore all alone. Well, I guess it must be my lucky day when she came here on a holiday. That pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells a friend she's going to marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me, but it's nothing that my eyes can see. But the pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. My pretty little girl from Omagh in the county of Tyrone. Thank you.
That's Ed Toher.
Sorry to
on
interrupt the ball
Sounds
game.
of the
If we're too
Emerald
loud,
Isle.
please let us know. We'll turn down.
And that was recorded at a place called the Blarney Stone in Rhode Island back in, let's see, do I have that? 1988, Eddie Toher. With the pretty little girl from Omagh, I'm Jim Larkin. Here's a group we had live at the station a few years back called Madra Rua. And here they are to sing an old children's
Is that
song
okay?
on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They cut me hair, show me comb, and that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she. Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for the knock on the door and the ring down the bell, saying, oh my true love, are you well? And she comes out white as snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Oh, Judy Murphy says she would die if she doesn't get the buy with the Roman eye. Tell me, ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull me hair, show me comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she. Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high, the sun comes shining from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, and she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell him out when she gets home. Let them all come as they will, for Albert Mooney she loves to. Tell me, ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They put me hair, show me comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a courting 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she.
That's a good call. Mad Barua on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, recorded live here at WVBF, as well as this next song. Joe Leary was here in 2017 singing live on the show, and he recorded this song that he had written himself, and I'm going to play it right now. It's called Time for One More Song by Joe Leary here on WVBF, your hometown radio station.
So it's called Time for One More Song. No matter what the time of day, being morning, noon, or night, we gather round the wooden stools with new friends found tonight. We know that soon the moon will dip and the sun is on the rise, so we muster up from down below the courage and the reasons why. There's always time for one more song before we head on home. How can you walk that cobbled way without humming as you walk along? So whether you'd rather have a drink or a laugh, you won't be doing it alone. Sit yourself down and grab a pint, there's time for one more song. Every night in the pub you can't deny that anyone can be king, and the smiles we see all around the room while the session boy plays and sings. No one in the crowd looks at the time while the world seems miles away. We all keep saying that we should be going, but we always find the time to stay. There's always time for one more song before we head on home. How can you walk that cobbled way without humming as you walk along? So whether you'd rather have a drink or a laugh, you won't be doing it alone. Sit yourself down and grab a pint, there's time for one more song. All the hours we spend each night, and not a bottle lifted a jar. Times we share, the songs we sing, have made us what we are. Steady now, lad, we're far from done, don't be thinking it's time to go. Fetch me a fiddle, a guitar, and a pipe, and rosin up your bow. There's always time for one more song before we head on home. How can you walk that cobbled way without humming as you walk along? So whether you'd rather have a drink or a laugh, you won't be doing it alone. Sit yourself down and grab a pint, there's time for one more song. There's always time for one more song before we head on home. How can you walk that cobbled way without humming as you walk along? So whether you'd rather have a drink or a laugh, you won't be doing it alone. Sit yourself down and grab a pint, there's time for one more song. Time for one more song. Hey.
Joe Leary on Sounds of the Emerald Isle, very busy guy. And love to have him on again when he has a chance to come up to WVBF, sing some more live tunes for us, and that's when he wrote. My name's Jim Larkin, your host for 41 years of this program. Today's the 41st anniversary. Now let's play a little more Irish comedy with Jimmy Kennedy.
Who was born in a stable and had millions of followers? Red Rum. Tell me, what was Gandhi's first name? Says, was it Goosey Goosey? Where are the Andes? He says, at the end of me wristies. What's the name of the area of West Pakistan where the British had many battles? Now, I'll give you a clue. Khyber. Paddy says pass. Who was half man and half goat? Pat says Billy the Kid. So tell me, what's the difference between a buffalo and a bison? He says you can wash your feet in a bison. Who invented electricity, he said. What? What's a hen do? He says it lays eggs. Do you know what a Hebrew is? He says, aye, a male tea bag. Now, what do you know about Damascus? It's only that it kills 99% of household germs. What was Kipling famous for? Don't know, except he makes exceedingly good cakes. Where's Hadrian's walls? In the back of Hadrian's house. Who was the first woman on Earth? Could you give us a clue? All right, Apple. Would it be Granny Smith? Tell me, what bird never builds a nest? The cuckoo. Why? Gee, he lives in a clock. What did Elizabeth Taylor say to her 8th husband on her wedding night? Can I have that again, please? What's the difference between roast beef and pea soup? She says, well, you can roast beef. She says, who built the Fort Bridge? He says, I don't even know who built the first 3. He says, why do squirrels swim on their back? To keep their nuts dry. He says, tell me, what would you call a Spanish streaker? Senior Willie. Now he says, I want you to finish the following song title. Old MacDonald had a... He says, farm. Yeah, well, can you spell it? He says, aye. E-I-E-I-O. He said, tell me, what's the difference between a woman coming out of church and a woman coming out of a shower? He says, well, the woman coming out of church, her soul is full of hope and... Well, you can find your own end to that one. So tell me, what was the name? The master says, which stretch is the furthest, skin or elastic? He said skin. Just why? Well, it says in the Bible that Moses tied his ass to a tree and walked to Jerusalem. He says, who was Pontius Pilate? I said, I don't know. Did he work for Aer Lingus? The question master asked, how do you make a Scottish omelette? He says, well, first you borrow 6 eggs. He says, what's the Japanese word for a baby's nappy? He says, sack of poo-poo.
That was Jimmy Kennedy. I'm Jim Larkin. This is Sounds of the Emerald Isle, our 41st anniversary show. We now begin our 42nd year doing Sounds of the Emerald Isle every Sunday. When you're looking for goods and services, please remember the folks at DK Driscoll Removal Services and also the folks right here at the Taunton Federal Credit Union, where we broadcast live from every week at 14 Church Green, Taunton, Massachusetts. Coming up next, Bishop Tony Branch and Ed Miller come your way with a great program, Stand Up Strong. Always a great show to listen to, always very informative. Have a great week, everyone, and I'll be back next Sunday from noon to 2 with 2 more hours of Sounds of the Emerald Isle. Have a great week.
road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green, we are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleborough, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleborough Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.